Hey, you guys, it's MJ. So I'm like lying here having a proper emotion storm, but like the super positive kind of emotion storm. I've had class this morning. I've done my live share, some of which I've put unlisted because there was just so much emotion. I'm just like processing it or whatever. And then I'm like, wow, I really feel it. And like, I'm just wanting to like express to y'all of like the mega hot love, compassion, grace, vibration. Because if you're getting well, bam, with emotion, you're not alone. You're not alone. Like, and straight up legit. Like, this is part of my life flow of like working online and being able to rest a lot, of like going to teach a yoga class, coming back, writing a few notes, lying down, waves of emotion coming through. I'm actually really, really grateful because although in the last like few years and months, you're the best Roots, you're the fucking best woman, and you know it. And you are as well, John. Like, this is like my spot for the last 6 months, just like, like so much of that, but like totally allowing. Totally just like, I'm not buying into any out there concepts. I just know this body needs to rest and clear and rest and clear. Because if you think about like aeons and ages and like hundreds, if not thousands of years of like enslavement, there's gonna be some deep shit going on, you know? One day, John, one day this will be. No, I mean, it's all relative. This is not like the high vibration, but there's an insight into like, because then so I'm resting. This is like just little insights. I'm resting, and then I love the show today. Mwah, Roots. This is why I mega appreciate the real people. Um, I mean, everyone's real, I guess. I don't know. AI, I don't know. Whatever. Bots, is that a thing? I'm not sure. Oh, look, guys, in my sweatpants because I was teaching yoga and then crying loads. So clearly, I'm like disgusting right now. Anywho, yeah, like, so I'm processing my emotion, and then I just felt like sharing, like, holy shazbot, the energies, and fuck, yeah, Roots. I watched your video, I think, yesterday, and really resonated with just the, like, holy shit. Like, grounding in more layers of insights, like the lack, enslavement, patternings, like, those, like, deep layer of, like, that deep unworthiness, and like you, because yesterday a thought creeped in which I resonated from something that would have heard my mom saying when I was little, about like something like never being good ahead, or like why do I bother, or like why do I even try, why do I da da da, and like that memory of the impact as a kid, just like and then I like caught it, the thought, and I was like, you know you're not true. I am worthy. I am, and then I'm just like bombarded with all the emotion, just like, and then I get kind of to the other side of it, and obviously I'm here like wanting to share the sense of relief and the sense of like, community and friends and it's like so many of us are kind of working towards the same goal: freedom, land, off grid, organic food, community in resonant connection with the heart love bush. I mean, come on, like maybe some plant medicine celebration vibe. Like Jesus, it seems so simple. This stuff in my awareness sometimes seems so simple, and yes, I know it's deep and it's profound, and it's kind of everyone's on their own. Like everyone's got to kind of work it out, noodle it out, but we all want to help and support each other. And weirdly, this is part of us on the YouTube land. Our part of our function apparently is sharing it with the world, like sharing the process of, oopsie daisy, of being all flow. And like this isn't a unique special day because I'm emotional. This was just the evolution of the MJ life flow of the fear. Apparently, this is the fearless life, you guys. Fearless life right here. Oop. Fearless life right here, you guys. Except if they knew the deepness of it, people would be. It is fearless because this is what has always been shamed, is like feeling emotion. So goddamn deep. Yes. When this next part is over, I'm coming down with a full bag of stuff like, oh please do, or come to Portugal. Come to Portugal. Like for Rizzles, I would invite to that experience. And or come on, we know this. And John, come down as well. We'll get a little land. We'll try to do a little camping experience. Maybe like September time. I'm thinking of when some little lovely psychedelics can be poked from the woodland, and that we can eat them, and then just be like, ah, I. This is silliness. This is absolute silliness. But like, I don't care. Hi, Elliot. How are you? I'm just sharing everyone with my spiritual practice of coming into a Savasana / adult nap time, probably about a half an hour, 45 minutes after teaching my yoga class locally speaking. Which was lovely, by the way. I got to say, after my huge emotional releasing for about 2 hours this morning between like maybe 4:30 and 6:30, or I was still crying pretty much a half an hour before class actually, which was at 8. But it was the busiest one yet. It's like, and then I have 2 more, and then I go to Portugal, so that's, yes, Elliot, you're right, exactly, the silliness is the practice. Like, could you imagine ever thinking that the ultimate goal of life was to end up serious all the time? That's part of why I always kept being a bit perplexed when I'd go to, like, these spiritual temples and learn from the gurus, the yoga gurus. And just be like, God damn, they all seem so fucking miserable. The guest master, and I just the pure heart love vibration of compassion was like, I'm not sure. Is this really it? Is this like like, as in, is this the almighty way to be of service? And apparently, the hot lava bush dancing into 5D reality is like, no, MJ, you're gonna have to go back and get more screwed by the system, and then expose all of your deepest, darkest shames and fears with the whole entire world on YouTube. He'll be like, sure, I'm there. I'm right there. Sometimes there's nothing else, though. Sometimes when it comes to intuitive guidance and heart, there is nothing else. Look at, guys, my phone is shaking because my hand is shaking because the radio frequencies is making my arm and nervous system. Well, could you guys feel that ever when you're ever holding your phone for too long? You can actually feel like you know what I mean? I don't know. Do you know what the tingling? Yes, there, John. Thank you for expressing words for my brain. And look, this is the legit. We know this that there's like this sort of self-reflective form of therapy, and also it's something about being unashamed about it all, of going, yeah, and I think this is sometimes the interesting query of it is like, having been in this spiritual world of well-being with all of the potential facades and masks of going, yeah, life is great, my life is super sorted, look how crazy successful my life is, blah blah blah, and yet the polarity was again deep down like, still transforming and noodling and doing all this stuff, and thinking like, I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over any one person claiming to have the almighty functional truth for all. I'm like, because yoga's a awesome practice. And if anything, probably yoga is one of those things. So a lot of our ancient practices really do lead the way to ultimate well-being. It just gets all fucked up when you try to place it over a false economy that is inherently enslaving people. It's like the elephant in the room. Paradigm shift has to do with everything's uplifting. Not just our bodies through doing yoga, but then we have to try to limit our beingness back into an enslavement system, which is just limiting and painful. Ugh. So, let's just be really honest. So the last few weeks, ultimately, all of the deep, dark childhood wounds are really coming out, but I'm really thankful because I get to see them all and witness and hold space. And you know what else? I'm actually really grateful because, like, I have you guys. And I have an inner circle of badass, hustler, inner work hustler type people who, and or 3D reality hustle type people, and they get it and they feel it, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have that handful of like tight compadres who like you can just barf all over them and they're still gonna love you. And like you're like, yes, I'm finally in relationships that either aren't gonna fucking manipulate, control me, and or just abandon me when it doesn't suit them. I'm like, hey, okay, so now there's integrity. Now there's real love. Now there's some kind of sense of like truth and power and conviction and determination. And it's like, you got this. And all, I love your vomit. You mean the mental diarrhea that blurbs out of this contraption? Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, what are you even saying? Hi, Scott. How are you? Seriously, it's like the legit title turn is just that the new reality is like nice people who care, who genuinely feel the heart vibrate, who respect and value the what's going on, and all of the integration, you know, and the intuitive offerings through the integration process is that there's a lot deep noodling here, guys. Deep energetic noodling and emotional awareness integration of the beyond. And like, it's hardcore. And I'm so thankful that there's people who, one, get it, and two, see the value in it, and three, are here to show up and do the work in alignment with like, in alignment with the heart of all to love, and like what it means certainly to me, and what I believe it might mean to the paradigm shift community, and like embracing it all, and like getting to this new point, knowing that I'm like shedding those deep dark noodles sweet dancing, yeah, knowing that like this eclipse is the penultimate expression of our breaking those karmic bonds, stepping away from abuse patterns, claiming our freedom, claiming our deservingness, claiming our worthiness. And I can really firmly say to you guys, all this inner stuff I talk about absolutely works. It's just way more deep and intense and fucking weird than you ever imagined possible. But eventually you'll really start to see it. You'll see new people will show up and reflect back to you your deservingness. New people will show up and reflect back to you that what you're doing is worth it, you know? And that is like, that's like, that means so much. And you know, that means anyone been through it can recognize like how much that means. So here I am, I'm just crying. I'm just fucking crying, you guys. I'm just fucking sitting here like but even though someone might be like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, what's wrong with you? Inside myself, there's like this shining, sparkling light of awareness that's like, and then there's these beings of light all around me, just like, it's like divination. It's just like, you're like healing these waves of like pain and karma and death and cellular. It's because in my awareness as well, it is cellular density. There is a scientific backbone to this. By the way, yeah, and that's what happened about 2012, 2013 was when I started to be present with my emotions. I realized there's a karmic backlog. There's a cellular clear out that's happening. Hence, I got to start feeling all of it now. I got to keep letting it come through and basically blame no one and tag no one and continuous. And it's still going. And you guys get to share in the continual evolution of what's gonna happen to MJ's life as she continues to ride the wave of the energies in integrity and presence, rather than being bombarded by them. Like, hold it basically, and let it all out. Just let it all out. Exactly. Just let the plasma waves keep moving through me, because each time there's like this awareness. Because yesterday I lay down and so I lay down. This is an example of maybe a karmic memory and or a past life memory. It could be yours or part of the collective if you're doing the work and resonating with what I'm talking about. So you're picking up the codes of these memories, which as an empath, understanding and working in this collective, you recognize that you're picking up coding and exchanging with people as well, which is why I express to you guys the level of respect I have for my beingness to rest and sleep and cry as much as I need to, because of the awareness of collective shedding, right? So that we clear out these deep storms, there's actually an upliftment and a collective shift happening all around us. This is invisible, of course, so it's quite tricky to try to explain to people that are totally only invested in the external reality. But when you understand quanti-physics, you start to realize that there's a bigger thing going on. Hence, oh my god, divine service is like sitting here allowing the cellular densities of old release of pain Anyway, so I'll share with you this. So I lay down. I just needed a rest. I lay down in Savasana, and my arms went randomly. I can't really like show you guys. I can't really show you guys without putting this away. So I lay down, and I lay down like this. And then as I'm laying down, just normally, like I would normally lie down for Shavasana, but for some reason I put my arms like this. Boom, it hits me. And I'm in a stray jacket. I'm in a stray jacket, and then all the waves and all the memories start coming back. And this is very, very important because so many of us, over the centuries of this humanity's evolution out of fucking darkness and separation, pardon my French, the emotional ones, i.e. those that resonate with the expression of the star seeds or the star beings or the light workers or the indigos or the empaths or whatever you want to call it, many a time that we incarnated here, we would have been institutionalized, persecuted, because we had wisdom, magic, with plants, that the church was like, we want to control people. We don't want people to be free to access consciousness, to access their own divination. We'd prefer actually to control them all so that we can take all the money and the resources and be powerful, because that's like what darkness does. So the light beings were like, oh no, it's in danger, let's go. This is just like obviously my conceptual reality, you guys, by the way. You don't have to take this on for yours. And then we respond to the call, right? And then every time we come down, we learn about the darkness of the conditioning of humanity via the experience itself. Hence, my awakening is integrating the soul memory of past experiences where us feeling sentient beings with a kind of greater capacity for energetic awareness, we're having to heal and clear the karma and the shame associated with being feeling sentient beings, because the slaves are shit scared of it, right? It's like it's that expression of it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. There's a fear around a misunderstanding because they've laced the shame and the guilt and those layers. Thank you, Roots. Brilliant. Thank you for the affirmation. They've laced the shame, guilt, and those are all layers. And plus, and then there's the overlay of quick fix. Just fucking take a pill. Just have sex. Just have drink. Just have whatever. We know. I do. I have. But coming from probably a different point of attraction than a lot of people that are going through it unconsciously, still placating the underlying wound. And then somebody who's been delayering since she was 19, I'm just astounded at the depth of our aliveness. I'm astounded, and my mind is like literally blown away all the time. I'm just like, whoa, what is life? Hence the sharing of this elixir, because this has been my kind of fluid flow state reality now, firmly so, since the beginning of 2016. There's no real patterns. There's no real, it's all just like triggers and like dissolving them in the field, and then triggers, dissolving them in the field, and then observing new manifestation, disregarding and healing rather than reacting to the past. Yes, indeed, saying goodbye and cutting certain relationships out because there's an energetic intuitive sword coming down that I cannot go back into that energy field, and I am allowed to step out because I'm not responsible for other beings. This is part of clearing karma, especially for the empath community. We step away from certain relationships where there's an entanglement via the karmic edge. We've been wounded and hurt many and many times, and it's time to step away from those patterns. The weird angle is that a lot of guilt now can come up. For me, I've had to really reach out for help today because I could feel my empath people pleasing wound coming out, because as we continue to step into our power, the subtleties of the delayering continue to show themselves. So I'm seeing like stepping into my power, and then there's this crazy guilt, like, oh God, I'm guilt, like, because I'm guilty that my mom or my dad are gonna abandon me, right? But then I'm realizing, but that's the fucking empath wound. Cut it out. You're not responsible for that random person. Plus, they're not your mother. Like, what are you do? So seeing how I've been creating that overlay since I was 19, since I had my first real mind-blowing, earth-shattering, visceral, body-breaking up, emotional awakening that I assumed was just par for the course. Apparently not. But but it is par for the course apparently too. Like, come on, this is really happening, and the more of us that share, the more of us are realizing, like, loads of people are thinking that shit, man. I'm on it. So it's like all this has been happening in the astral and the invisible realms, and now we're starting to bring it into manifestation, and it's a little bit intense and it's a little bit wild. Hence why all of those deep dark fears are coming up, because we're getting ready to step up again. And it's like energetically on the threshold, on the brink of nothingness, going, oh my god, huh, what are we gonna do, you guys? I don't fucking know. Just keep breathing. Like, just keep breathing, just keep sharing, and do our best to stay grounded. Do our best to stay grounded. I feel like I have to share, I guess, because there's so much energy moving through me. It's a practice of containing the energy and staying clear and focused and centered within it. And not freaking out. Because I have no idea who I am anymore in such a way. There's a death, you know? Cheers. There's a just perpetual deathing process because the ego, there's nothing to attach itself to, because the illusion is so well integrated into the beingness that there's only this perpetual exchanging flow state in the present. But there's good stuff happening. Oh, paradigm shift. Someone, I think it's Marianne Williamson, one of her courses described it as like it's the reversal of the world's thinking. And I'm like, yeah, it is. But imagine turning yourself inside out. That's fucking weird. And you wouldn't recognize yourself, would you? But there is a recognition, but it's so fucking divine that it literally brings me to tears a lot. Your love, your guys' love and support, your integrity, your ability to show up. Totally. It's so gonna happen. Round a fire, singing Kumbaya, getting stoned. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to a festival in like 2 weeks, which is quite cool. Actually, less than 2 weeks. I actually haven't partied since this festival last year. So it's been a year since I did any socializing, you guys. Other than like my chit-chats and my work. But I think I'm going to start some new beginnings here. I think I'm going to... Well, and I've got the retreats lined up, which is really good. Thank God. And I keep the faith. This is why I share so transparently. It's just day to day, and it's just keeping the faith. And the last couple of days, as some of you know, are the waves are coming. The waves are fucking here, and it's intense, and I just, yeah, I never want to, like, hide stuff in that regard, and especially if I'm guided to share. Oops, days. Oops, I don't know, am I still talking? If I'm guided to share, I just feel like sharing, because sometimes part of the reason I wanted to even do this sort of stuff was that I felt like that I didn't see it enough, or at all. In the quote-unquote spiritual well-being yoga community. It was always just like these perfect, still spiritual people. And I was like, that's not what's going on for me. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting more like calm and serene. I feel like life's getting more like deep and intense, but at the same time, like expansive. And yeah, I can take pictures of myself quietly sitting in meditation and blissing out in the void. And I can explain that and express that to you. But my sensitization to the experience life is more polarized, more deep, more intense, but I don't want that to go away, right? I'm at a point now where I'm like, wow, it's starting to get fun. It's starting to get exciting. Yeah, we're going to be in Hawaii. And if anything, I think that's part of the big archon grid. That's part of the big sham of the system with regards to lacing spirituality over top of it. It's like, this is what spirituality looks like. This is what politics looks like. This is what business looks like. This is what fucking education looks like. This is what blah, blah, blue looks like. And everyone gets all chopped up, right? Fractal. You saw yourself and then you split yourself up. It takes a little while to put yourself back together again. So now the integration point is just scooping up these last little bits of childhood where I spilled my power onto people that didn't know what to fucking do with it, because they didn't know even how to integrate their own, you know. So I'm like, holy blouses. Yeah, it's the fakeness that doesn't work for me because it feels all distorted and I'm like, ouch. It's taken a long time to outwork all of the masks. So I don't want to go back. Even though I'm continuously pushing myself to the brink, I'm just like, as in fear. But you published the Fearless Life Guide. You have to be fucking fearless. I'm like, okay. So I've held myself accountable. If you ever want to, actually, and I know you guys are legit awesomes as well, because you guys have, some of you guys, most of you actually, if not all of you here today, also have YouTube channels. So you're also exposing the funka junks. And honestly, at this point, I'm like, there's so much like just open realness that I'm like, I don't know how there can be any other than the other realness. At this point, I'm like, all right, attract what you attract, fine. Boom, this is me, take it. And then a whole bunch of other people that I feel the resonant connection, they're all showing up. So we're gonna party like it's 1999. And love will take over the world. And love is just gonna organize everything for us, you guys. So we do not need to worry or stress at all. Just relax. Thanks, Scott. This is what love looks like. You guys are most real. You guys are most high. You guys are most love. Love hot vibration. And like, I don't know. It's not like I ever planned any of this. I never thought this would be my life. It's weird, but I'm like, but I'm only 37, so I'm like, all right. Plus, like, in fairness, I feel younger and more fresh than ever. So, even though I cry a lot and is super intense and emotional, I'm like, there's a genuine excitement about living life. I'm like, ooh, I could just genuinely have fun now. Because I don't care about what people think, and I've transformed all my self-loathing and self-judgment. And there's none really left, clearly, because I have no even shame of, like, crying all my sad, sad tears to you guys. And then laughing about it a second later. Because what happens when you just get better at processing emotion. You just can't, like, hold on. Nothing can really hold on because you're just so in the regenesis state. You're so present with it that you're like, oh, more stuff. It's just the weirdest thing. And again, I'm like, but that is innocent curiosity. You contain it within the wisdom of your adulthood because you grow in this body. And then you shed all the, you have to kind of shed energetically all of the shame programming and all of the control programming via the anger and different things. And then stay with the meditation, stay with the grounding. I know this for myself. More time outside makes me want to cry. MJ needs more self-love, love. Just because of the amount of energies moving through right now. And yet I'm shifting out of some pretty base tone, low level, lifelong held patterns that I still didn't know. And like, now I'm starting to twinkle out. I'm starting to like just get right down to the root where that little weed got planted, and I'm like going pluck. Ow, ooh, little hole there. I'm gonna have to fill it with some self-love. Not more. Oh God, I'm guilty. I should go help people who don't fucking really need it, want it, or whatever, right? So, and or it's the deservingness match vibration, isn't it? 30 minutes of me rambling on, not knowing where this was going to go, but just feeling like overflow of heart appreciation in the midst of a storm, but wanting to share it with you guys because this is my life. And that, yeah. And that I often still am reminding myself of like, that, I don't know, dropping deeper, going bigger, and then in the midst of this deeper storms or bigger storms or whatever, it's like sometimes I have to remind myself you've come a long way. And you've been guided all along, and you know, it's all good. You got this, you know? And I kind of have to, like, that's part of the appreciation and sharing with you guys is like, it really is real for me. Like, you guys showing up and being on the other side of the screen at any given moment, that for me is the new paradigm. This is why I left Canada after my awakening. So I was being guided by this paradigm shift. And it really does feel like arriving home. And because I can feel that you understand what I'm saying in a very visceral, full body way, in a very heartfelt way. And like, in a sense, the idea of the soul group or whatever, when you've grown up and lived in this body and never felt at home, and in fact felt like you wanted to die most of the time and really, really didn't belong, it's just so nice to, like, yeah, feel like you're coming home to people who remember you or like know you and who understand what you're saying, and so yeah, what funny energies this is. I'm mindful of, yeah, just sitting with it all. And it's tough because there's this guilty part of me that is wanting to say sorry, just sorry. I'm sorry for all the people that are in pain, I'm sorry for the people that are struggling right now. I'm just moving into this energy of, I just know everything's going to be okay, and I just believe in us. I just believe. I just really believe, like hardcore knowing. Maybe that's the difference. I've been believing all this time, and now there's like this new wave of energy. It's like, I know. And the knowingness of it is bringing up these next level of fears, because I have no idea exactly what's happening, what's going to happen, how it's all unfolding. But I know it's real. Like, I know that this experience is transforming in the most beautiful way for so many souls that have been waiting for so long for this experience, just to feel love and to be able to put their feet on this ground and know that they're safe. They're safe to be here. There's just so much love on this planet. And that's all that we're tuning into, We just have to not be afraid to feel. In a way, sometimes I just think this emotion is just the planet. Humanity's been disconnected, and it's painful. It's painful, It's painful to live in disconnection, to live in sin. See what I mean about, like, the tear gush? The tear gush, I don't know. They just feel different now. Oh, yes, Roots! Yes, Roots! I can feel it. I can feel like this is some good shit. It's not a sin to sin. I know. I'm aware of using that language as well, right? Kind too. Yay! This is exactly the shit, my friends. This is all part of the vision. We can all just like me and feel. Oh, man, it's good shit, you guys. It's good shit. Yesterday too, Ali de Vries, yes. I've shed a few. This is my life path, making people cry. But in fairness, I'm making myself cry, so I mean, come on, right? Yes, Rebel! Crying like a bitch. Look at me getting all excited. Like, oh, God, because you feel me, you understand what I'm saying. I'm just like, yes. Look at you guys. This is the legit truth. And then I'm like, love is our superpower. And then also, bosoms. Bosoms are our superpower, girls. Holy shit balls, you guys. But for rizzles, like, this is my life. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy to share it with you guys and, like, feel safe to be alive in this world and to actually be myself. Jeez. Mine aren't. Yes, they are, Roots. Your bosoms are legit La Femenina home. You guys, I'm just gonna, like, blow my schnoz and have a little noodle. Smile, cry. Oh wait, is that right? Yeah. It's like hysterical laughter through the tears, and then because we're all helping each other out, it's making it more fun, I guess. Rochelle, hello. Oh, the memory flow Stephanie's releasing. Exactly. I mean, it makes sense to the people it makes sense to. This is the point of not trying to make it make sense from people who it doesn't make sense to. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you get me, you'll get me. And this is the release I've had in the last maybe week or 2 weeks. Some pretty profound, huge shifts around the control. Which again is total paradox because the surrender piece is next level. It's this hardcore knowing of like control is such an illusion. It's insane. I was almost laughing as the tears were coming through because I'm just like, oh my god, it's control is just such an illusion. It's insane. It's like the weirdest thing for the ego to try to comprehend how useless it is. Like, no, I was right. No, oh, divine presence. Like slams the ego down. You're like, oh. Any sense of self-importance or any sense of inflated grandiosity just gets shed. Like, legit. And that's okay. I'm totally cool with that, divine love, because there's nothing else. I don't really, there's just the heart. That's the thing of like when you don't want materiality, because you're like, the heart is asking for some loving. And it's really just the heart of a humanity that needs its loves to heal all the crazy shit out there. Apparently people just get distracted because their minds are being fucking... And anyway, I need to stop going off on the system. I just need to hold the whole world in love all the time. I just have to hold all of humanity in the vision of their truth, in the vision of their authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Vision of truth, how are you? Balancing how important we are with how important our ego thinks we are. Yeah, just from that loving unity space, right? Rather than the imprint of what system tells us we're as success, and then functioning from the unworthiness wound to be successful versus like our heart love success. Which for introverts is like kind of funny because like, yeah. Like the alone time is definitely restorative and necessary, but I'm aware now of finding momentum and integrity to be deserving of friends in alignment, as in not running away and hiding because you get twisted up by friends, so it's like different basically. Smile and cry and love and fun and play guitar and smoke a joint and play guitar and frolic about and frolic and maybe have a cry. And like I feel that I've had sessions with people that basically once we say hi, they start crying. It's like really beautiful. It's just energies exchanging, and anytime there's a release, it's like most yoga teachers, I joke about this, but yoga teachers, so like when people cry at the end of your yoga class, you're like, success. They're having a release. Yes. So yeah, I always appreciate a good release, and it would appear that increasingly as this new moon solar eclipse approaches, there's a lot of emotion coming out, and I'm not ashamed. Which obviously I'm not, because I wrote a whole bloody book about it. Basically, the Fearless Life Guide is like, guys, feel your emotions. It's cool. Like because another aspect of the systematic kind of splitting us all up into pieces is that everything's got to be labeled and compartmentalized. So like sadness is depression. Are you depressed? It's like, no. Like these autism and Asperger's and all these fucking clinical definitions for how to box people in. I'm just like, I guess it's part of the process or part of our progress. I just feel into how quickly it can box people in and then keep them bound to a condition. Because someone in a position of authority told them that's who they are. You're depressed. You're a psychopath. You're a bad, bad kid. And that shit imprints us. And no wonder teenagers go around shooting each other. Because we live in a culture that tells them they're fuck-ups when they don't fit in. Oh, you know, so it's just this stuff, right? It's just this stuff. It's this pain and disconnection and layers and levels and ages of systematic abuse based in some disconnected wound. And we here to harmonize and uplift and assist in the unification of that deep, dark wound in the soul of humanity on Earth. Yeah, right, Rochelle? So, there you guys go. I think that's me. I think that's me expressed. Like, fully. Like, crying expression, laughter expression, passionate expression of the laugh. Oh, hey, Pepe. Nice to see you, my friend. Thank you. Oh, man. I'm gonna take that. I'm taking it for the ego massage. Robin Williams is such a legend. I'm gonna tell my mom about that comment, Revel. Boom! Because she's like, her and Robin Wills are like that. They're not actually like friends, but like, I was just, you know, I was a Mork and Mindy gal. On Mom's days where we would just sit around and watch TV. I was a little kid, 4 years old, and would sit around and watch Mork and Mindy. Robin Williams, if you don't know. Good Morning Vietnam, Philosopher Kings, which I'll never forget. Again, another story about a movie and a story which is showing to us when we put that kind of shitty pressure, it doesn't end well, you know? So, yeah, you guys, I love you. Nanu, nanu. That felt very robotic. Robin Williams, yeah, I'm taking it. Love it, you guys. Vision of Truth, thank you guys so much for your love and support, and ultimately also your kindness and friendship and all of it. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's all ramping up, isn't it? I'm like, you guys, we've got some lots of good work to do. We've got lots of good work ahead of us. You know, it's all going to be okay, basically. I love you. Yeah, What Dreams May Come, another great movie. See, this one, another one that kind of really takes us beyond the veil into this world of, you know, depression and suicide and stuff. Oh, there you are, my lovelies, Karen and Kat, or Flavia. Oh, merci. Thank you guys so much for being here. So much love for you. I so appreciate you guys and sending you virtual hugs, and big heart love vibration from mine to yours. Wishing you so much love. I'll be live soon again, I'm sure. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Have a great day, you guys. Peace out.